Coming up on DITV, we check in with Ryan Hall to see what he's been up to since last month's election.
And later, we check out the latest holiday shops popping up on the Ped Mall.
We break down Iowa's first Big Ten matchup of the season with Penn State.
We'll also give you our predictions for the game.
An earthquake struck Delaware and was felt from Baltimore to New York City. Plus, I have your local weather forecast coming up.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere, DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Kaylin Cluck.
And I'm Becca Scadden.
Yesterday, police arrested 2 people that were involved in a fatal stabbing a year ago. On September 30th of 2016, Christopher Arterberry Jr. was stabbed in Cedar Rapids. After receiving emergency medical treatment at the scene, he was then transported to Mercy Medical Hospital. Arterberry died about 1 hour later. Yesterday, after a year-long investigation, police arrested 2 suspects, Darius T. Alexander and Emily N. Young. They're both being charged with first-degree murder and will appear in Lynn County District Court.
Yesterday, during a lecture at Iowa State, a teacher was arrested during class. Iowa State police received an anonymous call stating Gordon Knight, a philosophy teacher, was slurring his words during class. He was soon arrested and charged with public intoxication, his second offense. Provost of Iowa State Jonathan Wickert sent out a statement regarding the arrest, stating, "This behavior in question, if confirmed, is highly unprofessional and inappropriate and does not reflect the high standard of ethical conduct to which all Iowa State faculty should be held."
One man was shot in the back by a dog in Wright County. The dog stepped on the trigger guard of a shotgun lying on the ground, causing it to discharge, hitting William Rancourt. Rancourt was 22 yards away from the shotgun when it fired, hitting him in the back. He sustained fairly moderate injuries from the pellets lodged in his back. One of the men in his group had placed the shotgun on the ground without unloading the gun. With hunting season approaching, this is a good reminder to all hunters to unload and double-check the safety when leaving guns unattended.
To get in the holiday spirit, Iowa City is hosting numerous pop-up shops downtown. Every 3 days, different businesses sell holiday-themed merchandise. Reporter Gustavo Meyer checks out what shops are on the Ped Mall today.
The Downtown Holiday Pop-Up Market takes place today and tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. In celebration of the holidays, the Downtown Market features chefs Glissando, Raygun, and Molly's Cupcakes. The pop-up shop features different businesses that run up to 3 days. The final pop-up shop ends December 23rd.
This is our holiday pop-up shop. We have a regular shop at Old Capitol Mall, but this gives us kind of a great chance to get out, celebrate the holidays.
The pink teddy bear from the Teddy Bear Room will return from December 4th through the 6th. Glissando will be selling their snowman ornament and jewelry that is exclusive to their pop-up shop. Raygun is selling shirts, stickers, and other apparel. Molly's Cupcakes is also featuring unique kit options for their pop-up shop customers.
Probably the most unique option is our sugar cookie kit. So you get 12 cookies to decorate yourself, frosting and decoration.
Maintenance for the pop-up shop market is also underway. Reporting from the Downtown Holiday Pop-Up Market, Gustavo Meyer, Daily Iowan TV.
You know, Becca, I was pretty cold walking around outside this morning, but I hear it's going to be unusually warm for the first day of December.
You know, Kaylin, I'm super excited for December, but I'm really hoping we might be able to see some of those moderate temperatures sticking around for a while. Let's toss it over to Lauren in the weather studio for what we can expect this week. Lauren?
Yeah, guys, it's definitely going to warm up this weekend. But first, a magnitude 4.4 earthquake struck the East Coast on Thursday. People reported feeling the quake in Baltimore and New York City. The quake took place at 4:45 p.m., centered 6 miles northeast of Dover, Delaware. Right now, there is no report of damages or injuries, and there is no tsunami warning in effect. Fortunately, we don't have any major earthquakes here in Iowa City. Let's go ahead and take a look at our local weather forecast for the week. This morning, we can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 55 and a low of 31. As we move into the evening, we can expect temperatures to drop slightly to a high of 40 with clear skies. Now let's take a look at our extended forecast. Tomorrow, sunny skies will stick around with temperatures remaining in the mid-50s. Sunday, the temperatures will warm slightly to a high of 56 and a low of 51 with cloudy skies. By Monday, the temperatures will be in the low 60s with expected rain showers. Tuesday, the temperatures would drop back down to a high of 42 with cloudy skies, and by Wednesday, the winter temperatures will return with a high reaching 30. Enjoy the sun this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Lauren. Do you remember Ryan Hall? He's a University of Iowa junior who challenged the Iowa City Council for the District B seat last month. He didn't manage to win the election, but his life is still going on. DITV News reporter Junyet Kim met Ryan Hall and heard about how he felt about the result and what his future plans are.
I interviewed Ryan Hall last summer during his election campaign. He was running his campaign with his passion with the hope of winning the election and changing the community. Last month, the result of the election turned out to be unfortunate for him. Nevertheless, he said that he saw the potential as he won approximately 3,000 votes. This time when I met Ryan Hall, he looked calmer. He came back to his normal life as he is currently taking classes, working at a cafe, and interning for a law firm. Even though he lost the election, he recalled his campaign as a great experience.
I got to meet so many great people, learn a lot about this community, and sort of engage new people into a political process that they don't get involved in.
3,000 votes meant humbling for him, and he expressed his name on the ballot as a surreal experience. He reasoned his defeat in last election as financial shortage and little recognition of him among the society. At this moment, he plans to finish his study at the University of Iowa and look for what is best fit for him to help the community. He has not decided that whether he will challenge for next election or not. He said he could run the campaign because he had supporters.
Thank you for your support and all your help, and without you this wasn't made possible, and I really am grateful for every one of you.
Even though the election has ended, this is just another beginning of his life. Reporting from Penacrest, this is Junyet Kim of DITV News.
The Iowa-Nebraska football game last Friday had underwhelming TV ratings. Around 1.4 million people watched the game this year, which is down from 4.1 people last year. Known for being the most viewed game of the slate of Black Friday games, it got moved to Fox Sports 1 this year. It got replaced on ABC by the Central Florida and South Florida game. The Iowa-Nebraska game did, however, triple the amount of viewers for any other game played on the same channel that day.
Well, Kaylin, speaking of football, I'm super excited to finally get to see our bowl pairings this weekend. I, for one, am hoping we're going to be at the Music City Bowl.
That would be pretty cool. But for now, let's toss it over to Mary-Kate and Zach in the sports studio to tell us more about Big Ten basketball. Guys?
Thanks, guys. Happy December and happy start of Big Ten play. He's Zach Mackey. I'm Mary-Kate Harrion. Iowa has now played 7 games. It feels like just yesterday they were starting their first game of the season. They are now 4-3 on the season. Opened up decent, I would say, but then you get to the Thanksgiving tournament. 1 and 2 looked bad. They were able to play together during that last third game, and the offense did click a lot better than the first 2.
Yeah, this is an Iowa team right now that's first in the Big Ten in scoring offense, but they weren't able to score. They're down in the Cayman Islands. They had some troubles being able to find things. They had a lot of guys out, a lot of different, type of situations they were looking for. But like you said, if you can't score, you're not going to win very many games.
Well, here is what Coach McCaffrey and the guys had to say on their tournament in the Cayman Islands.
Really good at times. Made some mistakes. We have to improve defensively. Some terrific individual performances. Thrilled with our improvement. Thought we were better in day 2 and we were better in day 3 than we were in day 1. You play 3 games in 3 days. You want to grow up a little bit, and I think we did that.
We watched a lot of tape on the games that we played, and we were ready for this one. We came out strong, and we knew we didn't want to lose again, and we made sure that didn't happen. So we made a point of getting it inside, and once we got it inside, you can see J-Bo started to feed off that. They started crashing down. J-Bo started hitting threes, and our guys were off the charts today, and we played a great, consistent game, and we took all of their runs and all of their hits, and we came back, and it was just a great team win for us.
I feel like we grew today. We grew every game, although we dropped the first 2. But it always feels good when you can take something positive away from the trip and stuff. So obviously we feel like we didn't play our best game, really all 3 games with us, especially in the first 2. But we got something good to take home from it.
Now, they did get back on the court on Tuesday in the Big Ten ACC Challenge and took on Virginia Tech. First half-wise, I thought they played pretty well, went into halftime tied up, and then second half starts, and it just seemed like nothing was in sync like it was in the first half. The shooting was not the best, and it always seems like when they can't score, they cannot do anything on the defensive side either.
Yeah, it kind of, when it rains, it pours there. And in a 21-3 run, Virginia Tech was able to go on and really get things going all of a sudden. And really, Iowa didn't have that spark. They thought maybe having Nicholas Baer, we're going to talk about him here coming up, might do something different, but they didn't really see a lot against Virginia Tech. It's going to be kind of a time for them to look back and now try to find something. They got to be able to keep that offensive consistency throughout the whole game. These runs, these up and down, have kind of been the MO early on.
Yeah, and they have scores. Like, that is not the problem. So they need to be able to do that, especially coming up this weekend. But here's what Coach had to say on the team's loss to Virginia Tech.
Especially early, we couldn't make anything, and I think it clearly affected our defense, and that's disappointing, because, when you're struggling offensively like that, you really need to ratchet your defense up and get some stops, and we didn't do that. I thought in the first half, I thought our attention to detail at both ends was really good. I thought we were getting done what we wanted to get done at both ends, with a few exceptions. And in the second half, that just didn't happen, And then if that happens to you against this team, they're going to capitalize in transition.
Well, they finally got Nicholas Baer back after he fractured his pinky finger. Not the best game out of him, but he's still going to be so important for this team down the road.
I think the funny thing looking at that, too, is that Nicholas Baer is a guy who walked on this program, wasn't given a scholarship, and yet a lot of people are looking to him to bring that energy, a guy that they're saying could turn this program around. I know me and you have been in practices where Coach McCaffrey calls a lot on Nicholas Baer and make sure that he's the guy getting everybody locked in and make sure they're ready to go.
Yeah, and he just brings so much more to the floor than just scoring. He wants to get his teammates the ball, and as a coach, I'm sure he loves to coach a kid like that. And then you got Connor McCaffrey, who, the poor kid, has just been out, injury, sickness. Did not play on Tuesday. I'm hoping we get to see him tomorrow because I just wanted to see him in real play because we only get to see him in exhibition games. But I'm thinking we'll see good out of him and not have Brady Ellingson then at the 1 still.
Yeah, as soon as he gets done with the ankle, it goes on to mono. I mean, he has had a real tough year beginning to his start at Iowa.
Well, looking at Penn State now. After starting the season 5-0, the Nittany Lions have lost the last 2 of their 3 games, including Wednesday night's 85-78 setback at NC State in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Tony Carr paced Penn State with a game best of 29 points. Josh Reeves tallied 9 points and had a game best 5 assists and no turnovers. But just in general, 5 Nittany Lions averaged double figures, and they returned their entire starting 5 from a year ago. Both teams coming off of a loss here. What is Iowa going to have to do differently to pick up their first Big Ten conference win?
Well, I think they're going to have to really expose the height difference right now. Penn State doesn't quite have the height, and Penn State and Iowa are a lot alike. They're both young teams. They're returning all 5 of their players are Penn State, and yet 3 of them are still just sophomores, underclassmen. Tony Carr's a really good player, the second right now leading scorer in the Big Ten, averaging over 20 points a game. He's able to score. We know that.
I'm going to take Iowa. I'm sure you're going to take Iowa. I think they'll come ready to play. I'm sure Fran has just gotten into them because they haven't had the best start of the season. But first Big Ten play, I think we're going to get a win. I think we're going to see a good offense and defense effort from them.
Yeah, it's kind of fun now. This Big Ten season starting so early. It's starting here in the beginning of December. We get to talk about it. But, yeah, Penn State in town. Like we said, 2 young teams. I'm going to take the Hawks over Penn State. All
right, guys. Well, that is it for us. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. tomorrow inside of Carver Hawkeye Arena on BTN.
Come back on Monday for all of your Hawkeye highlights from the weekend. Guys, back over to you.
And that's all we have for you on this Friday edition of DITV.
Be sure to head over to ditv.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
And if that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out the print edition of the news on stands now.
For DITV, I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Kaylin Cluck. Have a good day, Iowa City.